Free Japan Channel number 54. Today, December 15th, Sunday morning. Dear listeners, good morning. 2024, at the end of this year, December. This morning, Mount Fuji can be seen very clearly from here, Yokohama. Mount Fuji is covered with beautiful snow, so very good winter landscape from Yokohama. Dear listeners, how are you doing at this end of this year? Today's FGC topic is Assado regime collapsed. Do you know where Syria is located? It is located in the Middle East, to the north part of Israel. Of course, the border is also shared with Turkey and Iraq. Since the ancient time, this place, Syria, was a very important point for the trade, not only for the land trade, but also for the sea trade. Therefore, so many empires dominated this part, Syria. The most outstanding empire is or was Ottoman Empire, which dominated Syria from 1299 to 1922. So it's very easy to remember these years from 1299 to 1922. The First World War continued from 1914 to 1918, 4 years. And during this war, Sykes-Picot secret agreement was decided between the UK and France. According to this secret agreement, Syria was to be governed by France after the World War I. Then World War II broke out, 1939, and in the post-war era, 1940s or 1950s, the influence of France in this area began to fade little by little. Assado regime began in 1970s. Therefore, this regime continued for more than 50 years. First, the father. Next, the son. Therefore, I said, Assado regime collapsed. The son's regime collapsed in this month, in December. Assad regime was infamous for its dictatorship. In 2011, the so-called Arabian democratization occurred one after another in the Middle East countries. However, in Syria, this trend was inhibited by Assad regime. Consequently, the civil war broke out in Syria 2012. In this process, so-called Islamic State also broke out. It was also Syria. Therefore, Syria was always in the turmoil, or has been always in the turmoil. There was no peace. There was no tranquility. There were only a series of conflicts and war and destruction. However, Russia which always backed up Assado administration, withdrew from this area this time because of the troubles of Ukraine war. Another partner, Iran, also stopped to support Assad regime because Iran was attacked by Israel. Therefore, there was no power, no room for Iran to assist Assad regime now. In other words, Assad regime couldn't stand without these two countries, Russia and Iran. Assad dictatorship continued more than 50 years. However, it took only less than 2 weeks to break down. Assad family already fled to Russia, and they were there protected by Russian government. Then other resistance faction came into the face, and then they began to proclaim their legitimacy for governing Syria. However, this resistance faction, which grasped the hegemony of Syria for the time being, is reported to be a part of Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is a also notorious international group of fundamentalists of Islam. Islamic fundamentalism is very dangerous for international peace because they try to implement the doctrine of Islamic law as it is to the modern world. Even Christians, devoted Christians, do not or cannot apply the teaching of Jesus to the modern life. It is impossible. However, Islamic fundamentalists try to impose the teaching of Muhammad to the modern life. Therefore, there come so many troubles and conflicts and even terrors all over the world. Therefore, this resistance faction cannot be authentic or cannot be a reliable group to govern Syria in the future. So, sadly, I have to say that the turmoil of Syria would not end so soon. Rather, the turmoil of Syria will also last for more than 2 or 3 years. In fact, this part, Middle East, Syria, is now said to be a confusing or troublesome situation because nobody can govern this area peacefully and successfully because of long dictatorship of Assad regime. Therefore, not only resistance faction which got the hegemony right now, but also other groups could not govern Syria now, present Syria. It is a product of sad history that Syria, not only Syria, but Middle East on the whole, is in the turmoil as it is. We cannot change the past history. However, in the future, we can change it little by little. Hopefully, the international leadership or international some conferences can solve or can discover some efficient measures to make this place quiet, to make this place peaceful in the near future. Thank you.